Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to do an overview of Hispania to try to get you into this game. This game is going to be published by Draco Games. It is a 1 to 4 player game. 1 to 3 players for the cooperative, 4 players for the competitive mode. When we go down the table here and I give you an overview of the game here, it's going to show you how to play the 1 to 3 player game for the cooperative mode. This game here you're going to be playing as the Romans trying to conquer Hispania, and you're going to do that by having a garrison in all 6 of the capitals. If you're able to do that, you'll win the game. However, if you're not able to do this by the end of the 11th round, you'll lose the game. Or if no more revolt markers can be placed out on the board, you will also lose the game. So let's go ahead down to the table here. I'm going to go through this game with you, so hopefully this will give you a good introduction into playing the game and get you into this wonderful world that Draco Ideas has set up of historic games. And this is going to be more on the abstract side, so keep that in mind. So let's go ahead down the table here and let me show you how to get into Hispania. All right, so this is Hispania. Hispania is a cooperative game in which up to 3 players are going to handle the Roman armies that confronted the Iberian people in the conquest of Hispania. In the basic mode, players cooperate using Roman generals against the game system, and the Hispanio variant allows an additional player, so up to the 4 players, to play the Hispanic resistance. You could adjust the difficulty of this game almost unlimitedly with all the different levels that you can do this with. And the Roman and Hispanic dice mechanisms always generate different games in which your decisions will be crucial to the victory. All right, so components for the game. You're going to have your Roman generals. So they're going to be these 3 right here. You're also going to have your proconsul, which will be this meeple right here. And you're going to have 3 Hispanic armies, which will be these little guys right here. And you'll have 1 special army. In addition to that, you'll have 5 little roads here. We'll also have these really, really nice metal coins, which are the denarii in the game. There's 8 of those. You have 2 dice that come with the game. Of course, you have the game board, a rule book. You're also going to have these guys. This one here is going to be your Hispania disc. These 4 here are going to be your fleet. So these will represent your fleet. These are going to be your garrison pieces. There's 5 for each of the colors. There's going to be 22 revolt discs, which are these black discs right here. And then you also have this, which is going to be your time counter for the game. So this is going to go on this little portion of the board and mark your rounds. All right, so a couple things of note that you're going to need to know for the board itself is you're going to have your provincial banners. This is going to be showing the names of each of these little provinces in here. You're going to have your city shields, which are these little guys right here with the numbers on it. You're going to have your capitals. Now your capitals are marked with these little starbursts, and there's 6 of them on there. The goal of the game is going to be to capture all 6 of those cities to win the game. And then you're going to have some segments between these locations. Now you have your single segment, and you have your double segments. Double segments here for rivers. Triple segments here show you going over mountains. So those are harder areas to go over. You're also going to have your turn track, which you're going to have this guy on it as the turns go by. And you're going to have your time track, which you're going to need to get those 6 capitals before you get to the end of the turn track. And then you're going to have your revolt location here on the board. And that's going to be a little bit about the board itself. Now let's get into setup. All right, so we're going to go into setup of the game. So for setup of the game, what we're going to do is we're going to put this turn track out here. Whoever's going to be the praetor, which is this first player here, and red marker is going to be control of the denarii, so you go ahead and give those to them. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place out these revolt discs. And the way we're going to do these revolt discs is going to roll this die here. On a roll of 1 or 2, we're going to put out 3 discs. 3 or 4, we're going to put out 2 discs. And 5 or 6, we're going to put out 1 disc. We're going to look at each region individually. So we're going to go to this first province and we'll roll. So we rolled a 4. So on the 4th location, we're going to put 2 discs. We go to this location, roll the die. We got a 3. So we're going to again put out 2 discs. We're going to go to this location, roll. We got a 4. We're doing pretty good with that. We're going to put out 2 discs. Go to this location. We're going to roll. We got a 3. We're doing pretty good, actually. 2 discs. We're going to go out to this location, roll. We have a 6, which isn't great that it goes on the capital. And then we're going to go on the last location here, and we roll 4, which is 2 discs. So we didn't have any 3s come out. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we need to actually place out this army. Now, in the basic mode, we have 1, but you can have up to 3 of these. And we're going to roll the provincial die, which has a Roman numeral, and then that tells us where it goes. So I roll 2, and that's going to go here on top of the revolt. Now, if I rolled a 2 for the next one, which I don't have right now, we would just roll again, and those would all get out. And that's going to be how we place those out. The next thing we're going to do is we can place out our roads here based on the turn order. We're all going to get to place out a road one at a time until all the roads are placed out. Now, road marks for roads, I can't connect a road to, I have to connect a road to one of the starting places, but I can't connect it to a revolting area. So I could legally go like this and maybe place another one out here to start getting towards there. I could place out, maybe we'll get some more here so we can get out more this direction. And that sort of things. Maybe we'll just throw these out so we have things going here. I'll have it so I can maybe get pretty far out, so I'll have it there. All right. The next thing we can do is each player gets to place out their general here in any of their starting cities. So this one I could pick, maybe I'll put them here. The yellow player might place theirs, let's say, here. So we'd also set up these fleets here. So I place these out, and then I will be able to place the blue general on any of these fleet spaces. So let's say I go here. So I placed out my initial fleets, and we can do that. All right, now that we have the game set up here, we're able to get into the game itself. So a game of Hispania is going to be played over a series of rounds, alternating from Roman to Hispanic phases. The Roman generals will move through Hispania, besieging the cities in revolt and attacking armies with the objective of placing their garrisons in all the provinces' capitals. So the game is going to immediately end when one of these two situations is hit. Roman victory if there are garrisons in 6 capitals and no revolts in the Roman provinces. Hispania becomes part of the Republic or of the already established empire. Hispania victory if you need to place a revolt during the Hispanic phase or the end of a round and there are none left, or if you reach the end of the time track, you consume consuming the last years of the millennium, you also lose the game. At the start of each round, a revolt is placed on the next space on the time track. Therefore, a game of Hispania will last a maximum of 11 rounds when a revolt would be placed on 18 BC right here. All right, so what do we do for this game here? Well, we're going to alternate turns here. So we're going to have this turn track, which is the red, yellow, and blue generals going in turn order. And then after that, we're going to place out one of the revolts here, marking that the time is progressing. So that's good. The way that this is going to flow is you're going to take your turn. So this one will take their turn, general will take their turn, and then we'll have the Hispanic phase. So we have the Roman phase and the Hispanic phase for this red general, Roman phase and Hispanic phase for the yellow general, Roman phase and Hispanic phase for the blue general, and then we're going to end the round by placing out a revolt. All right. One special rule, though, however, if your general is defeated for one reason out in the game here, when you're on your turn, you can place your general out in any of the Roman cities here that don't have a revolt or on one of the fleets that we set up at the beginning of the game, and they can move in onto the game. All right, so on your turn, you're going to be able to spend the denarii that you have here. So you have 7 denarii in this basic mode, and it goes down from there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to spend it on a couple different things. One of the things we can do is we can spend it to move. So if we spend it to move here, so let's say I spend a denarii here, and I want to move to this location. That's going to be 1 denarii. However, if I follow these roads, it'll be 1 denarii to go to there. So couple rules for movement. You can't move into a city with a revolt, so you can't do that. You can move to a sea space only if there's a fleet in it, so that will help there. Fleets only move over the sea, so if I want to move a fleet, they can only move over the sea. And if they are already carried a general, they would move with them. All right. Continuous chain of roads, like I said, counts as 1 segment, so that's super helpful. And the general or fleet can cross a space with another general or fleet as long as they continue their movement there. They can't end with that. The next thing we do is we can place garrisons down, which are going to be these guys right here. But we have to be careful because we need to be able to place these in the capitals here. So that general that the city that they're in, they can play 1 denarii to place garrison or remove it. It goes back to reserve. A city could contain up to 3 garrisons, not necessarily of the same color, and each one is placed on top of the previous. So you could place out garrisons. Again, you need to place those garrisons in those capitals to be able to win the game. So another rule tier 2 is you could only place the garrison in the city if there is no revolt in the entire province, which again, these provinces are these little different colored blobs on the board there. If a revolt remains in other cities in the province, you can enter the capital, but you cannot place the garrison. You should eliminate all revolts in the province first before you move into the capital, just as, in general, just to have turn efficiency. All right, so now we can do the action of besiege. In the action of besiege, we can move to an area where we have a revolt. And the way that's going to work here is that we're going to attack this city here. Now, how do we do that? So we're going to have a couple multipliers here. So one is first thing we're going to do is we're going to see how many denarii we want to spend up on this. We can spend up to 3 to boost our number. And it also matters for how many garrisons we have. So let's say we have 2 garrisons here. And this is a number 4 here. So we'll line it up so we're like this. Yeah, we'll line it up so we're like this. Okay, so how is this going to work? We're going to take the number of denarii spent, so in this case 3. We're going to roll this die right here. And we're going to take that number. So you can roll either die, it doesn't really matter, but I rolled a 6 here. So now we have 9. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the garrisons into the group. So we would have 11 versus this 4. Well, there's a couple other things that can affect this number. You can have additional help, so you can have reinforcements. And for each additional general connected to the revolt, you're going to multiply the number by 2. The Roman valor. However, the opposite is also true. If you have an army here, they're going to multiply the number by 2 also for the location. So without that, we're looking at 4 here for them. But if we had an army there that could double it, it would be like 8. So we're looking to see if we get a higher number. And we're going to win if it's less than or equal, we're going to lose and nothing happens. If we're higher, you get to remove one of these revolt discs. So the thing with this is we're going to keep needing to do this until all the revolt discs are removed. You only remove one of the revolt discs every time you perform the besiege action. So that is important to know. The other thing you can do is attack. And one of the things we're doing besieging, so we can't besiege it with the army in there. We can attack an army connected to a general choose to spend between the 1 to 3 denarii. So let's say we're going to go over here, and we're going to go ahead and attack this general, or this guy is going to attack this general here, and we have that situation like this. So with that, we're going to take the Roman value. We're going to see how many denarii we spent. We're going to spend up to 3. We're going to roll the die, and in this case, we got a 3. So we're going to add that to the money spent, and any of the garrison troop, any of those garrison discs will add to it. And the Hispanic number is we're going to roll the die here, and we're going to take this one. So we have 5 plus the number of discs in one group connected to the army. So this number can be higher that way. Reinforcements from other meeple works exactly the same way as besiege. Each additional general connected to the army multiplies by 2, and each additional army connected to the general multiplies times 2 the Hispanic value, so the Hispanic armies. In order to solve the attack, compare the Roman value, the die plus the denarii plus the garrisons connected in the group times 2 for reinforcements with the Hispanic value, the die plus the revolts connected in the group times 2 for each reinforcement. If the Roman value is higher, remove the army and any revolt from its space. If the number is lower, the general and any garrisons from the space are removed. If the number is equal, nothing happens. Pieces removed from the board return to the reserve, and the removal of general ends the Roman phase. All right, so if you lose a battle like this, it is the end of your turn, even if you have denarii left over. So maybe keep those to the last part of your turn. And those are the different things you can do for the Romans. For the Hispanic phase, you're going to spread the Hispanic threat in 2 steps. First, revolt, and then move. So Hispanic revolt, we're going to roll these 2 dice here and check the contents of that corresponding city. So we have a 1 and we have a 4 here. So we have stuff there. If there was a garrison in that area, nothing happens, it's protected. So these garrisons protect from this incoming threat. If the space was empty, we're going to add a revolt token to it. If there was any revolt. If there is an army left in the reserve and there is not one already in the province, place an army on the revolt. So if my army was out, we're going to go ahead and place it on there if we already had a revolt there. So the army keeps coming back. And you can see if you had up to 3 of these, the game could be very difficult because they keep coming back, keep and destroy them, and you can lose your generals by attacking these things. Otherwise, place another revolt on its respecting with a limit of 3. If you cannot place a revolt, if you place the revolt, either that it is you cannot place an army and there are already 3 on it, nothing happens. So each of these can have up to 3, and that's going to be how you expand the Hispanic revolt. Move. All armies by increasing order of province from 1 to 6 or move towards one of the connected cities in their province. If there is only one, it tries to move that one. If there's several, priority goes to those without revolt. So your armies are going to be that are out here, are going to be trying to move to the capital, basically. If among the connected cities there are several alternatives because they all have revolt, or because more than one does not, choose to which of them it will try to move by rolling the die. It will move to the alternate with the shield value closer to the result. If the result is equal distance from 2 alternatives, it does not move. So again, all armies by increasing order of province from 1 to 6 will try to move towards one of the connected cities of their province. So that's how the armies are going to move there. All right, and for the end of the round, you're going to pass all the denarii over to the next player, and they're going to have that much denarii to take their turn. So we're going to keep on going, and then After all 3 goes, then this revolt counter goes out. We'll put a new one out, and we're going to keep on going until one of the end game objectives is met in the game. And that, in a quick nutshell, is going to be how you're going to play Hispania. Now, a couple things to remember in the game. Spaces can contain no more than 1 meeple, seas no more than 1 fleet, and cities no more than 3 discs. There can never be more than 1 Hispanic army per province. The armies are always on revolt, so armies being always on revolts means that when the armies move, the revolts move with them. So they can be placed on the capitals and stuff, and that can make it very difficult to get them off the capital. If there are roads in cities of provinces, you can enter its capital but not place a garrison. When generals or armies defeat the enemy, be it a meeple or disc, it does not advance. Combats occur exclusively between 2 cities. Each meeples from each side reinforce the combatants with the doubling, only if they are connected to the enemy city. Generals can combat from any space, including sea spaces. Losing an attack against an army ends the Roman phase. Each defeated general blocks 1 denarii, which you recover when you return the general to the board. So if I lose a general, then I lose 1 denarii that the subsequent generals can use. At the end of each round, you must remove a revolt from the reserve and place it on the time track. So one really important thing about removing it and placing it on the time track, if not even talking about the board, if I can't place it on the time track, I also will lose the game here too. So that is hopefully a quick overview of how you're going to be able to play Hispania. Hopefully this gets you into the game, and hopefully this was clear enough to get you started into this fun game. If you have any things that I missed here, please put them down in the comments below, and I'll keep the description updated with any of that stuff. But for now, if you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot, helps us get better equipment, put out more videos, and all that fun stuff. But either way, I hope you all have a great day.